Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to get rid of this wiring mess. Hey, we're back on the Explorer with another update. So today what we're going to start doing is pulling some new electric lines, because originally when we started this project we were just going to go ahead and put new carpet down and go, but yeah, we're redoing the whole thing. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start pulling some electric lines. We do have some steering lines that have to get redone, and I'll show you why. Somewhere along the line they needed to either there was a break in this thing, maybe a chafe. You can see there's a little chafe right here, or maybe they needed to extend it, who knows, but they put this in. Now what that's going to do is a couple things. One, it's going to restrict our flow a little bit, but it also gives us a weak link. So we want to go ahead and we're going to replace these lines. There's two lines for your steering, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to replace both of them. Everything is run back through a tube. So this is our tube here with all of our lines. We pull this back through the tube. It goes all the way back to the back of the boat. You can see way back there. So we're good, and we're going to pull these through. We're going to pull a piece of rope through too, so we can pull the new lines through once we get those done. We did send out the steering helm. We're going to get it rebuilt. It looked like it was in pretty good shape, but we're going to go ahead and get it rebuilt anyway. Same thing with the steering ram. We sent that out. So we'll go ahead and we'll get new lines too. We'll have a whole new steering system in this boat, as well as all of our new wiring and everything else. This is one of the reasons that we're replacing all the wiring. You can see big fingers here. Yeah, these connections are just wrapped with some electrical tape. This one as well. But yeah, that's bilge wires there. So we're gonna be pulling all this out. You can see got a little mess over there. Pull all this out and we're gonna replace it. Put some new stuff in, put proper connections on here, and it'll be good to go. This is an example of some of the connectors that we found. These are just automotive connectors. These are not made for marine use, so they had to be replaced before they would just go ahead and corrode and no longer work. To pull these wires through, we just have this, it's just a nylon rope here we have run all the way through the tube. We have plenty pulled on each side so that I can actually pull this through the tube and pull this cord back. All we do to attach it, wrap a little bit of electrical tape around it. I want to cover up that end so we got no way for anything to catch onto this. Then just fold this over a little bit, this way we can pull this off and just go ahead and feed it in. So pull on that side, feed it right through. Now we have it out the other side. We can just go ahead and take this off. We're all set. Fortunately for us, Boat Steering Solutions is only up in North Venice, which is maybe an hour or so away. So what we did is we took our helm and our steering ram and we shipped them up there to get them rebuilt. It took them about 2 days, and they called us up, said everything's ready. Drove up there, we picked up our helm, the steering ram, some new lines, and some new hydraulic fluid for the steering. So we're ready to get these things back in the boat. This is where we're at right now. We've gotten all of our electrical system has been replaced, with the exception of the controls for the motor. As of right now, we're going to try to use that old motor. So we kept that in here. This right here is our new steering. So we have our new steering lines. We've run, our helm was rebuilt, our steering ram was all rebuilt. We got new steering lines. These are our throttle and shift controllers. So they're in here. This is the wiring for the engine right here. So we're gonna reuse this because we're gonna reuse the motor. But if something happens and we end up changing out the motor, this will need to get pulled out. So we want to make sure that this is fairly free, and it is. So that's fine. We have a new power line that we've run up. This will supply power for the whole boat. This is going to come back from the batteries up to here. We're going to do all of our junctions underneath the console. Fuel gauge. Then this is actually our new wiring harness. So what we have here is, these are the wires that go to the front. And what we did is we have 2 speaker wires. We have 2 nav lights. So we're running a separate wire to each light, port and starboard. We're not going to run one up to the starboard side and then run it down from the starboard over to the port. We're going to have just the connections underneath the console. Everything is home runs on this. So there's a lot of wires here. We also have our speaker wires, because we are going to put speakers in the front seat and we're going to put speakers in the back seat. So these are our speaker wires. This is the front. This is the back. This right here is for a spotlight. We had some extra bilge wire left over. A little expensive to be using for a spotlight, but you know, like I said, we had it left over. So this is going to be our front spotlight, and then we're also going to have a rear spotlight. This will be the rear spotlight. This right here is going to our transducer in the back. We got our 2 bilge lines, because we have a bilge pump on the left side and a bilge pump on the right side. Then what we did is we just brought everything together to make one big harness. So when I pull this thing through, this is all my new really systems wiring for the boat. So we'll have this, then we'll have the engine, and then we'll of course have our control cables and our steering cables to pull up. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to set these all right into here.